Hello friends, welcome back again. We are still dealing with the topic minerals and power resources. In the last few classes we have been studying about what is mineral and which are the parts on the earth these different minerals are available, and which are the methods that we extract the minerals from the earth. Is it about mining, shafting, drilling, and so on? And we talked about different continents where these minerals are found and which are the type of minerals found and so on. We saw our own continent Asia is also very rich, the same way Australia, North America, South America, Antarctica, all these regions are also quite rich in different types of minerals. Now, let us come to our country. How the minerals are distributed in India. We saw in general about Asia. Now let us come to particular to our country. Which are the places or areas in our own country where these minerals are found? You can take your textbook page number 28. Distribution in India. First let us see which are the places iron is distributed in India. Iron is distributed. So India has deposits of high grade iron ore. So the iron ore that is found in India, that is of a higher quality, higher grade. The mineral is found mainly in Jharkhand, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka. So we can say quite many states in India have got these iron ore deposits, and the iron deposits that are found in India are of very high grade. And again, once again, the states that has got iron ore deposits are Jharkhand, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka. These are the states where iron ore is found. Now another type of mineral that are found in India is bauxite. So bauxite producing areas are Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. So most of the states that are producing iron ore, bauxite also is found there in most of the states. So apart from those states, we also have got Tamil Nadu and Gujarat, where iron ores are not found but bauxite is found. So most of the central India areas states have got this bauxite deposits. Another one is mica. Mica deposit. So mica deposits mainly occur in Jharkhand, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Rajasthan. So again the states Bihar, Jharkhand and so is involved. Jharkhand, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Rajasthan. India is the largest producer and exporter of mica in the world. You can underline, India is the largest producer and exporter of mica in the world. So India has got first rank in producing mica as well as exporting to other world. Another one is copper. Copper is another mineral that are found in India. It is mainly produced in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So these are the states where copper is found and mined out. Which are the states of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Then another mineral that is found in India is limestone. limestone. And where is limestone found? Major limestone producing states in India are Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. So these are the states where limestone is produced. Which are they? Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Then another mineral is manganese. Manganese. So India's manganese deposits lie in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So manganese is found in these states like Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Then gold. Kolar in Karnataka has deposits of gold in India. You can underline. In India, the gold is found from Karnataka and the gold mines are called Kolar. The name of that place is Kolar. These mines are among the deepest in the world, which makes mining of this ore a very expensive process. So the gold mines that are found in Kolar in Karnataka, they are the deepest in the world. So they have dug so deep. All the other gold mines in the other parts of the world, they are not so deep. So Kolar gold mines in Karnataka are very deep. So deeper we have to go, the higher the expense becomes. So mining gold from Kolar mines in Bangalore or Karnataka is very expensive because of its depth. So sometimes they will ask the question, why the mining of gold from Kolar mines is very expensive? What is the answer? It is expensive because the Kolar mines are very deep. It is the deepest in the world. Then another mineral that is found is salt. We are all very familiar with salt. Salt. It is obtained from seas, lakes and rocks. India is one of the world's leading producers and exporters of salt. So, from where do we obtain salt? Mostly from sea. We dry up the seawater and after evaporation, what is left over is the salt. And also we can get the salt from the lakes. And also there are some salt stones are there. Salt rocks are there. You can powder it and they also have got the qualities of salt. So these are the three main sources of salt: sea, lakes and rocks. So we can see in the figure also is there how the salt is obtained. It is in the picture of Samba Lake in Rajasthan. So by drying up that water, we can get salt. Lot of salt is gathered there, and also from the salt rocks. Then, what is concerned about India is one of the leading producers and exporters of salt. So India produces so much of salt, and it is exporting to other countries. Since India has got a lot of seashore, it is easy for us to produce salt, and so we produce more than what we require and we export it to other countries and other parts of the world. So these are different types of minerals that are found. So mainly we find iron, bauxite, mica, copper, limestone, manganese, gold and salt. So these 8 minerals are found in India, and India is very rich in these. These are the main minerals that are found from India, and so some of them India is very rich and we are able to export it to other countries like salt and mica. India is very rich in them. India is able to give to other countries, export it to other countries. Then the iron ore that is found in India, it is one of the leading quality, highest qualities or best quality we can say. So these are the mineral wealth of India. India we can say not that bad and not that good compared to other countries. Now let us come to the next point, that is use of minerals. We said we have so much of minerals in India as well as in other parts of the world. Then how are we going to use it? What are the usefulness of minerals? So that is the next topic. Uses of minerals. Minerals are used in many industries, so we can underline that is the main purpose of the mineral, that is used in industries to produce various things. And minerals which are used for gems are usually hard, so we use gems or hard stones. So the minerals that are used for making these gems, which we attached to the ornaments and so on the gold necklace and so, or the ring, we can see certain precious colorful stones are attached to that, pasted on that. So all that is made of minerals, and the hard minerals are used for those kind of things. And copper is another metal. These are then set in various styles for jewelry. Copper is another metal used in everything from coins to pipes. So copper is one of the common mineral which is used everywhere. It is mixed with other things, or it is used for producing so many other things. So it is used for making coin, it is used for making pipe. So a lot of variety of uses are there for copper. And silicon used in the computer industry is obtained from quartz. So the thing called silicon, that is used for making computers, and that is obtained from quartz. What is quartz? It's a mineral, very hard mineral. And aluminium obtained from its ore bauxite is used in automobiles and airplanes, bottling industry, buildings, and even in kitchen cookware. So another mineral, aluminium, it is obtained from its ore bauxite. So aluminium is made from, what is the ore of the aluminium? Bauxite. Bauxite is used for extracting aluminium from it. So this aluminium is used for making use in aeroplanes, because aluminium is very light, compared to iron and other metals. Aluminium is very light. Therefore this aluminium is used in the aeroplane industries, which is flying high. They need light material. The weight should be maximum less. Then it is also used in automobiles for making vehicles, and for bottling industry. Many bottles are contained with this aluminium bottles are there. Then it is also used for buildings. So nowadays building, when we use stones, bricks and so, it becomes very heavy. So in order to make the building lighter, people start using aluminium plates and aluminium bars. And also it is used in kitchen cookware. So many cooking vessels in our kitchen, they are made of aluminium. So aluminium is one of the common mineral that is used all around and in different spheres of our life, in manufacturing, in offices, in making house, in kitchen and so on. And also copper is another thing. It is also has many multiple purposes. It is used for making coin to pipe. So several purposes this copper also is used. So these are some of the common minerals that we are used in our daily life, or we are making use for different purposes in our life. Then we come to know that these minerals are very important. And if it is important, what are we to do? We need to conserve them. So conservation of minerals. So as we said in the other classes, we need to conserve the land, we need to conserve the forest. The same way we need to do the conservation of minerals as well. Why? Because minerals are exhaustible. They are not inexhaustible. They are not renewable as well. So the more we use, the more faster it will get over. So we need to make sure that these minerals that are found in the limited quantity, it is not exhausted. We need to conserve them. We need to preserve them for future purpose as well. Then only we can really say that we are loving the nature, we are loving the future generation as well. Otherwise we will finish up all the minerals that are available, and the coming generations, they will have nothing. The world will become poor and poor. So therefore it is our responsibility, the responsibility of every country in the world to use minerals in a very conservative way. You should not just finish it up. You must conserve it, preserve it for the future. At the same time, you must use for the present purpose as well. So should not waste it, should not overuse it. You must use it in a very stable way. So let us see how to do the conservation. Minerals are a non-renewable resource. You can underline. Minerals are what kind of resource? It is a non-renewable. So once we use it, it is finished. We cannot bring it back again and reuse again. And it takes thousands of years for the formation and concentration of minerals. So the minerals, we said, human beings have nothing to do with it. We cannot produce minerals. It is produced in the nature by itself under the earth. So it will take thousands of years for the earth to form certain minerals, and the rate of formation is much smaller than the rate at which humans consume these minerals. So for formation of these minerals, the earth takes thousands of years, but when human beings are using it or mining it, extracting it, how many years they need? If I finish up within few years, all that is there. So the speed that the nature takes to form the minerals and the time that the human beings take to use it and finish it up are not equal. So the progress or the formation of the minerals are very slow, but the consumption or the use of this mineral is very fast. So we need to be very careful, otherwise it will get over very fast. And it is necessary to reduce wastage in the process of mining. So we have to make sure that it is not wasted when we do the processing of, when we do the mining process. We should make sure that no mineral is lost, if no mineral is wasted. We have to make use maximum of it. Then recycling of metals is another way in which the mineral resources can be conserved. So another way of preserving this mineral is reusing the metals. So using the mineral, we form different type of metals. For example, from iron ore we make iron. So we use certain iron things in the factory, in the shops, to make so many things, houses and so on. So once we use, there may be some extra pieces, or there may be some spoiled pieces of iron, maybe some machine gets spoiled, engine gets spoiled. So that iron is simply laying down. What will we do? You remember, this iron is coming from iron ore. So if we can make use of this spoiled iron, this old iron, to recycle it and make again new products, maybe new machine, new engine we can make, then that iron ore can be saved so much. So much of iron ore that is there can be saved. So we must make use of everything that is there. Should not simply waste and throw it away, let it go. Every single piece we must recycle it and make use of it, so that the people will use less minerals. So you need not worry about how to do the recycling of the iron. There are so many people who come for buying old iron. So if there are some iron pieces laying down in front of your house or in your compound, collect and keep it in one place. When these people come for buying, you can sell it to them and they will give you money. So there is a rate is a 1 kg how many rupees, I don't know exact rate, but they will tell you. So you can sell it. That is better than simply making it spoil there and laying it down there, and we are destroying the wealth of the country, wealth of the nature. So the less we waste, the more we will be saving. So let us try to avoid all the waste and recycle all the old things and try to reduce the use of minerals. So that is the first part of our lesson about minerals. We started about talking about different types of minerals, from where it is found, which are the uses of minerals, and at the end we come to a conclusion that if we go on using minerals at this stage, at this speed, then after a few years the minerals will be completely over and we will not be able to produce anything more, and our world will be completely poor and poor. Therefore we need to use it carefully, use without wasting, and whatever all the things are laying down here and there, we must collect it, recycle it, so that minerals, so much less minerals enough to be used. So that way we come to the conclusion that if we are not careful, the future, the human beings are going to suffer. We are going to suffer. So let us not make ourselves to suffer. Let us not make ourselves deprived of this gift of the nature, the minerals, but let us use it very carefully, meaningfully, and with proper understanding, so that we will be thinking about the future generation as well. Then we come to the second topic, power resources. That is the second topic of this chapter, power resources. So let us see an example again. Sunny's mother begins her day by switching on the geyser. You know what is geyser? The instrument that is used for heating water, to boil the water for taking bath, and so people fix it in the bathroom so that they will get hot water in the bathroom. And she irons Sunny's school uniform before waking him up. Then she will iron the uniform. Then she rushes to the kitchen to prepare a glass of orange juice for him in the blender. Blender means mixie. So she is doing so many things: boiling the water with the geyser, ironing the cloth with iron box. Then she is making orange juice with the help of mixie, and so on. Sunny, have you finished taking bath? Come and have your breakfast, calls out mother while preparing breakfast on the gas stove for Sunny. So she is preparing the breakfast. Where she is preparing? Over the gas. While going to school, Sunny forgets to switch off lights and fans. When mother switches them off, she thinks that life in the cities may be more comfortable, but its dependency on more and more gadgets, all of which consume energy, has led to a wide gap between the demand and the supply. With the advent of science and technology, the lifestyles are changing very fast. So, it is all to say that she is doing so many things in her house, and everything is based on the power. Water is heated with electricity, the cloth is ironed with electricity, then she is working the mixie with electricity, and she is cooking the breakfast with gas, that is another source of power. So there are different sources of power are there, and people use it in their everyday life. And she is thinking, after her son is going to school, she is thinking that life in the city is very comfortable because all these facilities are available. There is current is there is a geyser is there is gas is there, iron box is there. So a person who is staying in the village, they may not have all this geyser facility, they may not have water supply, they may not have iron box. all these things may not be there. So she thinks it is very comfortable to live in the town, but at the same time she realizes the demand and the supply are, there is a lot of gap between them. So people need more and more power, electricity, gas and other power sources. They need plenty to use because they buy more and more things in their life, and all these things cannot work, cannot function without power. Therefore people need more and more power, but the supply is becoming less and less. The electricity, once the water is not there, they cannot produce electricity, and so the demand is higher and higher, but the supply or the production is less and less. And power or energy plays a vital role in our lives, and we also need power for industry, agriculture, transport, communication and defense. So whether we live in the town or even in the village, everyone needs power. Without power we cannot survive. So different sources of power are there. In the town it may be electricity, in the village maybe it is solar or maybe gas. So different types of powers are used by the people, and we can say that is very much necessary part of our life. So the industries are there, so many factories, so many machines are running, they all need power. Without power, all will be unemployed, they cannot do any work. Or in the agriculture, to pump water, to plow the field, to harvest, all these machines are used, therefore they need power. Or transportation, so many vehicles are running, without petrol or diesel, all these vehicles will not be running. Then communication, so we have a lot of machines are working in the communication center. For the phone to work, we need electricity. If the power supply is not there, no machine will work, no service will be there. Even the mobile towers will be off if there is no power. And defense, the defense system, it all will collapse if there is no power. They will not be able to move from place to place, they will not be able to function their vehicles, or they will not be able to communicate with other group or other place and so on. So all these are very much important in the life of the people. So that is just introduction about the importance of power in our life. If there is no power, then human life will be going back to hundreds of years backward. How the people lived many centuries ago, we will be going back to that situation again. So just as we said, there are many types of minerals. We can say power also is of many types. There are many types of powers. So we can see in your chart there is divided there into different types of powers. Let us see. So there is oil is there, natural gas is there. So oil, what are the advantages? Easier to transport. So with the tankers we transport the petrol. We know now and then the petrol tanker or the diesel tanker is coming here, coming from Itana or coming from Assam. So through tanker, lorry or truck they use for bringing. Then basis of petrochemical industry. So this oil is also basis for the petrochemical industry. Then about natural gas. So it is easier to transport. So since the petroleum products or the oil is transported to tanker, the natural gas is transported through pipe. Pipe connection is given, just like water is going through the pipe. This gas also is going through the pipe. Then it is cleaner than oil and coal. So the advantage of using natural gas is it is very clean. The pollution is less. If you use petrol or other oil, or if you burn coal, there's a lot of smoke is there, a lot of pollution into the air. But those who use natural gas, then there is no smoke in it. Then it is cheaper than oil. So it is also cheaper than oil. Then what is the disadvantage? So disadvantage is depletion of oxygen due to oil spillage and gas leakages. So when there is oil is leaking or gas is leaking, there is depletion of oxygen. It is affecting the atmosphere, it is affecting the environment gets polluted. Then pollutants release cause acid rain. So when this pollution like smog and other waste is released into the air, atmosphere, what happens? It causes the acid rain, which is harmful for human beings, animals and plants and so on. Then exploration of new fuel is not easy. So it is not very easy to explore and find out which are the areas are having crude oil supply or crude oil deposits or natural gas deposits. So exploration is not that easy, it is very difficult. So these are the advantages of oil and natural gas and also their disadvantages. Then there is another source of energy called conventional sources of energy. Conventional means which is very commonly used at home and so on. What is the most common source of energy at home? Can anybody? It is a firewood. So most of the people in the villages, for them the most common source of power is firewood. They go to the jungle and cut down the tree and make firewood for burning. That becomes the most important or most common source of power for them. So what is the advantage of firewood? Easy access, so people can easily go to the jungle and cut trees and bring. Then provides energy to a large number of people. So especially in our places like cold places, we see when we go to when the winter comes, people put firewood in the oven or fireplaces and they sit around, so it is able to provide heat for many people. But if you put on one electric heater or something, then many people cannot get heat. But if you put burn firewood, it is able to help many people. But it has got disadvantages as well. So collection is time consuming. So we have to go to the jungle, we have to search for the dry wood, or we have to cut down the tree, split the tree. So it is time consuming, it takes a lot of time and hard work is needed. And it is polluting. So as the firewood is burning, it is sending out a lot of smoke and it is getting pollution. And promoting greenhouse effect. So when this smoke is sent out after burning firewood, it is creating greenhouse effect. It is increasing the heat of the atmosphere and it will increase the temperature. Then it is also encouraging deforestation. So when all the people go into the forest and start cutting down the trees for their making firewood, and we are destroying the forest becomes less and less. So that is about firewood. Then another conventional source of energy, the common source that people use is coal, especially in the places where coal is available. Coal mines are there, it is easily available and people use coal. So extensively available. So what is one of the advantages? It is very easily available in the proper places. Then efficient conversion to electricity. So this coal can be used for producing electricity as well. So coal is put in the factory or in the machine and it is consumed. Then that coal energy is converted into electric energy, which can be supplied to many people. Then the disadvantage is it is also a polluting source. It creates a lot of pollution in the atmosphere, and it is bulky to transport. So it is like rock, big pieces. The coals are like a rock, they have to cut and chip and take the rock, and it is a bulky thing for transporting to other places. Then the third type of conventional source of energy or common source of energy is tidal power. So what is tidal power? The power that is coming from the water and so on. So non-polluting, so it is a non-polluting source of energy, tidal power. Then promotions, irrigation and fishing. So when we have this tidal power coming from the water, this water also can be, after producing electricity from the water, the same water can be used for irrigation to wet the garden, and also can be used for making pond to grow fish and so on. And it is cheap, so producing electricity or producing power from the water is the cheapest. But it also has got certain disadvantages. What are they? Displacement of local community. So if you want to make a water source or a dam, we have to make a dam for making electricity from the water. So when dam is built, water level comes up, and the people who are living in that region, in that area, their houses are lost, their properties are lost, the forest trees are lost, everything is lost. So that is a displacement of local community. They have to go up for some other places because all their property will be lost. Then inundates low. So although low area will be inundate means will go under the water. So when we build the dam, water level comes up and all the low area will go under the water. Then expensive to set up. So comparing to though the water power is cheap, the water source or the hydel source is very cheap, but to construct that dam it is very expensive. We have to construct it nicely with a proper systematic technology. Otherwise, when the power of the water comes, the dam will break and everything will be washed away. People's life will be in danger. So, to construct a dam properly, it is really expensive. We need to make. We need to spend a lot of money and we need to make it more with a safety and with a more strength, so that it will last for years and there will not be danger to the life of the people. So that is in short about different types of energy sources and what are their advantages and what are their disadvantages. So this is in nutshell from the chart we are studying, and in the next class we shall study in detail again about these same sources of energy, so that you will understand better. So we will meet again in the next class. Until then, bye.